Heads up, it's the Roll Jays podcast, the voice of the Creighton basketball fan. With your hosts, Jimmie Allen, Alex Drake, and Casey Matthews. Join the crew and meet CU players, coaches, and a whole lot more. Now, the Roll Jays podcast. Here's Jimmie Allen.
It's championship night in the Garden. Jimmie Allen, Casey Matthews, Alex Drake with you here on the Roll Jays podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing, Pyramid Contractors, and Pepper Jack's Grill. Guys, the Jays lead 28-25 at halftime. This building was an absolute fever pitch before the game. It's been a rock fight since the jump. Both teams playing great defenses. Both offenses struggling right now. Alex Drake, what have you seen from both these teams? What have the Jays done the first half you've liked?
Well, I like the way they've defended. They forced St. John's to take a lot of mid-range jumpers, and St. John's does like to take those, but they've made them tough, and they're holding St. John's to 33% from the field, which is always a winning recipe. St. John's, on the other hand, has pretty much totally taken away anything Creighton wants to do. They're speeding them up. They're playing physical, and it's been a much more defensive game than I would have liked. I'd like to see the Jays get rolling a little bit offensively, obviously, but it's a great game nonetheless and a fantastic atmosphere.
Casey Matthews, it was four of the first six possessions. Lobs into Ryan Kalkbrenner. Two of those get you easy buckets. The big fella only has 4 points at this point in the game. Red Storm done a really good job turning him out of the paint. They've got a couple blocks against him as well. What does Creighton need to do to get him the ball early in the second half?
Well, I think, first of all, they're doing a really good job keeping us out of operating areas. So they're making us run our offense further out on the court than we would normally like. So it makes those lob passes harder because they're longer passes. They're in the air longer, which means they also have more time for St. John's to get to them and deflect. So I think one of the things that Creighton's got to do a better job of is relieving pressure at the top of the key area. That might be by ball screens. It might be by maybe some flat ball screens. Maybe run some false action early to get them into operating areas where they can run some of those ball screen sets and look for some of those lobs. You're going against a Rick Pitino team here. Those easy lobs aren't going to be there all night. He's too good. He knows how to take that stuff away. So what I'd like to see is I'd like to see Kalkbrenner get some catches on the move. Maybe
some jazz screens, things like that.
Yeah, some of those diagonals to where he can catch the ball on the move, get to the basket. You know, I'm not saying he's got to dribble it, but just where he can't be stationary trying to hold off his defender, because those passes are having to be so long and so much arc on those passes tonight instead of direct passes. It's just going to be harder to get him the ball there. Defensively, I thought we've been good. St. John's has taken some really bad shots. So that works to our advantage, and I think that's kind of what they do. If we'll continue to do what we do defensively, force them to take shots that they don't really necessarily want to take, we're going to be just fine. I mean, you guys could feel it in here. St. John's has not had the lead yet, and this crowd is ready to go nuts once they get it. We got to play hard to start the second half.
I will say to that point, too, though, Casey, every time St. John's has cut it and then Creighton answered with a bucket, there is a nice contingent of people here rooting for Creighton. They're not all Jays fans, but there are some other Big East fans here rooting for the Jays, and that makes it fun. We said it before the game, had to win the rebound battle. You go into the first half up 1 on the glass, have to take care of the ball. They have 6 tonight, 2 more than all of last night.
Creighton right now has attempted 30 shots in this first half. St. John's has attempted 33. The Red Storm only 11 of 33 from the field through that first half, just shooting at a 33% clip. The Jays, on the flip side, just highly above that, shooting at 40%. We talked about it in the DePaul game. Stephen Ashworth started the game 1 of 9. He's already 1 of 8 from 3 in this first half. It kind of feels like you need number 1 to make a big contribution in the second half.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Jimmy. Here's the thing. They're making his shots really tough, and then remember now, the length that he's going against tonight is difficult. He's either going against length or speed. And although he is a quicker guard, because we're getting him open in ball screens, and the defenders are either long enough to stay or quick enough to get through. and make those shots tough. He hit a really tough three. I loved it. I loved him, putting his finger up and telling the crowd to be quiet. I love the swag. I love the confidence. That's not going to change. We just got to make sure that we're working to get him some open looks. And if it's not there, that's fine. Start to be a facilitator. Start to be a creator. Maybe use him and set some screens. Coach Mack is a creative offensive mind. He'll get him some looks. He just got to knock them down.
Neither team of the players scoring in double digits right now. Jemiah Neal has 9. The one thing that Creighton has done well in this first half is they've gotten some runs to the basket. That's the thing that's been working consistently. We've seen Jemiah Neal get the basket on 2 consecutive possessions. He's got 9 points. We've seen Jackson McAndrew hit 2 big-time threes. He's also got a run to the basket and a layup at the hoop as well. I'm really surprised with a guy like Zuby Ejiofor that Creighton's having so much success in the paint, despite Ryan Kalkbrenner not being able to get to the rim as easily.
Yeah, it's been nice to see some buckets inside. Jackson McAndrew had a nice bucket in there as well. I think the one thing that we're understating here, guys, and it played a factor last night, foul trouble for the opposing team. R.J. Lewis picked up a couple there in the first half. If Jason Green can force him to pick up a third one early in this second half, that's going to pay dividends.
Right now, the Red Storm, 6 personal fouls. The Creighton Blue Jays, just 1. The only person with a foul right now is Jemiah Neal. So they're playing really disciplined basketball, which is why Creighton's been able to kind of keep this lead and keep the stiff arm off, keep the number 6 team in the country at bay. Jimmie Allen, Alex Drake, Casey Matthews with you here. It is the Roll Jays podcast brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing, Pyramid Contractors, and Pepper Jack's Grill. We'll be right back with our keys to the game in the second half.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
This is why you need to try Pepper Jack's Grill, the best Philly cheesesteak in America. At Pepper Jack's Grill, we craft your Philly just the way you like it. Fresh ingredients, sizzling on the grill, and endless customization options. Not just Phillies, we've got rice bowls, burritos, nachos, and even vegetarian choices. And don't forget those crispy fries with our famous spicy ranch. With 10 great locations in Omaha, there's a delicious meal waiting for everyone in the family. Pepper Jack's Grill, your Philly, your way.
Welcome back to the Roll Jays podcast brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing, Pyramid Contractors, and Pepper Jack's Grill. Well-dressed Jimmie Allen, a same shirt, Alex Drake, and Casey Matthews with you tonight. Fedor Zugic rolled his ankle in the first half, just trotted out
really quiet
onto the court, and hopefully we'll be able to see Fedor in action here in the second half. The Jays sorely missed him offensively at the latter parts. Casey Matthews, give us your key to the second half.
Yeah, I think one thing to remember here is no matter how this half starts, St. John's will not give up. They've won 4 games this year. I think every game this year where they were down by 15 points. It's an incredible stat. So they're going to keep coming at you. They're going to keep defending you. So no matter what the score is in your mind, it's got to be 0-0, and you got to play every possession like it's the last possession. Other than that, I mean, the keys really are you've got to keep them off the offensive glass. Sometimes the best strategy for a team that's not a very good shooter is just throw it up there and go chase it and get an offensive rebound putback. You cannot let them get going on the offensive glass and get easy ones. And then it's what we say all the time. You got to take care of the basketball. If we can take care of the basketball and defensive rebound, we're going to be in a position to win this game. I'm really hoping we do it.
Continue to rebound. You got to rebound. You got to make life tough for them across the board. That's the big one. The second one is find a way to get your auxiliary pieces going. No bench scoring in the first half for the Jays. The bench has been one of the better parts of the Jays so far in the Big East tournament. You got to find a way to get somebody going, anybody going.
For me, I think you got to keep having success at the rim. It's worked in the first half. You've had some rim runs. You've had some guys be able to cut to the glass. I want to see Jackson McAndrew playing inside-outside. He's had some success shooting from outside. He's had some success cutting into the rim. I think he's going to be a big key to the second half. And obviously, get Ryan Kalkbrenner in a better situation to score the basketball. They're clearly keying in on him. Make some other guys be held accountable. Make some shots from outside. Let Ryan Kalkbrenner not only get going, but finish this game for you as well. Speaking of finishing the game, hopefully after a championship celebration, we'll be back. Regardless, we'll be on 1620 The Zone after this. Hopefully we're talking about a championship in the Garden. Enjoy the second half. We'll see you on 1620 The Zone immediately following the game.